My name's Terry Wahls. My son Zach Wahls gave the electrifying speech in front of the Iowa House, opposing the amendment that would ban same-sex marriage. We've had a tremendous outpouring from friends, family, and strangers telling us how they were deeply moved by that speech. I've also had a lot of people asking me what it was like to raise Zach and his sister Zebby in a two-mom household. They wanted to know how we handled the stress, whether or not he was teased, bullied, picked on, and what were the things that we did to make his life turn out as well as it has. What I'll talk with you about in this next video then are some of the things that we did in terms of our parenting style to make it easier, and hopefully the rest of you can use the insight, the wisdom that we accumulated in this journey. First thing I would note is that yes, I did meet some resistance from my family. My parents thought I was completely crazy, wanting to take on parenting as a single parent. They told me I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And of course, they were right. I didn't know how much my life was going to change, or how wonderful, or how hard it was going to be. But I think that's true for everyone who becomes a parent. Their lives will change in profound ways, and they will grow as a result of having their kids and making that commitment. My family, when they did meet Zach and saw our family develop, became quite supportive. They, in fact, offered to be part of a feature-length article in our local paper, featuring the proud grandparents and telling my story of deciding to have a child through artificial insemination. So reconciliation in families often happen around children. There are two books that I'd recommend very highly. One is Teaching Your Children Values. That's by Steve and Linda Eyer, E-Y-E-R. And the premise of that book is that you should spend a little time every day from the time you first begin reading to your children through elementary, junior high, and high school, talking about values and how the actions that we take exemplify particular values. So each month we'd have one value that we'd talk about, for example, courage, or love, faithfulness, fidelity, perseverance, determination. And when they're really young, when we read our stories, we would look for examples of actions that exemplified courage, when it was courage was the monthly value. As the kids got a bit older, we talked about examples from our own personal lives and examples from what we saw in their lives, and then had the kids talk about it. By the time they were 8, the kids were very skilled at identifying examples of values from their own lives. What would be an example of courage, of faithfulness, of determination, of resolve. In so doing, we're able to have hundreds, thousands of hours of character-driven conversations. And I found that to be extremely helpful. Another book that I liked a great deal, and that was Sibling Without Rivalry. And what we learned from that book is that you give to each child what that child needs. And children are different. You don't need to treat them the same. In fact, it's better if you don't. If you tell them you are giving them what they need, and that they will need different things. And we stressed that with both Zach and Zeb that they're unique, they were different, and they had different things that they needed from us. Now, in terms of the question of kids being bullied or teased, let's face it, all kids are going to be teased. They will be teased for being too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, having red hair, having freckles. They're going to be teased. And so we told our kids every fall before they went to school that, yes, you're going to get teased. And we talked about how we were teased as kids. I was teased for being too tall and too smart. And then we practiced how you dealt with being teased. And we said that there's a very effective technique called fogging, in which you take a simple phrase that cannot be a put down for the other person, but lets them know that you feel okay about yourself. The phrase that Zach used was, I feel sorry for you, that you're so desperate for attention. And he'd say that over and over again when people were giving him a hard time, or he'd simply ignore them. And Zach found that to be very effective. And Zeb wasn't teased much. And she, when she was, again, used the same sort of phrase, I feel sorry for you. When kids realize that it's no fun to tease you, they can't get a reaction out of your kids, it goes away. Now, we chose, when the kids were pretty small, we chose to move to Iowa City. And I chose Iowa City for several reasons. One, it had great career opportunities for me since it was a university, and I was looking for a academic medical practice. But importantly, it was also a community where being gay and having gay parents was not unusual. That my kids knew that they were not the only ones who had two mom families or two dad families. And I think that's very helpful to find communities where it's not unusual. And we're a member of the Unitarian Church. That's also a very welcoming congregation. I think it is very helpful to have a community of friends that are very welcoming to you and your family, that it's simply a straightforward part of life. And for most of our kids, we want them to be involved in activities such as soccer or baseball, football, 4-H or scouting, theater, speech, activities that help the child learn new skills, become confident in who they are. And all of these organizations exist because of the energy of the parent volunteers. And the reality for most organizations, volunteer organizations, is they need help. They need people with energy, with passion, that are willing to help with the fundraisers, help watch the kids, help teach the kids this new skill, be it soccer, football, baseball, help raise funds. And if you're willing to go out there and be a parent volunteer, the organization's nearly always going to be very happy to have you. And it's, in my mind, that's how we succeed. We lead our lives, we contribute to our churches, we contribute to our children's activities, and we just become an integrated part of society.